One, and we are live for episode 25 of the Alt Natives After Hours podcast, brought to you by Axelrad Screen Printing in Wilkes-Barre and the V-Spot Bar in Scranton. I am Popko. I host a show on Saturday nights called Alt Natives on Alt 921, where I feature an hour of local artists in NEPA. And this podcast is a supplement to that, where I get to kind of sit down and talk to people in NEPA, whether it be musicians or just cool people like the gentleman I have tonight. Tonight I am joined by the one, the only DJ Hersh. DJ Hersh is he's been a DJ in this area for I don't know how long, but he is the head of the BeatTeks crew, which they do weddings, events, the DJ services. He also works with 570 events, and I feel like you're like the unofficial mayor of Wilkes-Barre. Is that accurate?
You could say that.
You do work for the city for your full-time job, so I mean you're close.
It's another whole other story, whole other podcast.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of the background on the infamous DJ Hersh and let the people know, who we're talking to here tonight. So, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just doing what I can to stay busy, Like to keep in touch with my friends, like Johnny Popko.
Here we are.
Doing live streaming, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, everyone healthy in your household? All your family members? Everything good there?
Everything's great. Everybody's beautiful.
Good. Because obviously we're living in strange times.
Completely ridiculous times.
And you're a DJ too, so not only do you do weddings and events, you also do the occasional bar stuff, and obviously that business has been very, very hurt by this.
Non-existent.
Yeah. So, So, how has this affected your business life as far as the weddings, the DJ nights out, and things like that?
It's been totally shut down. There's no work whatsoever. So far this year, I've had 6 weddings reschedule or cancel for either the end of the year or next year. So everything I had for the first half of the year is gone. So it's a big hurt to a business,
Yeah.
Zero.
At least it's rescheduled and not canceled, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of them was canceled, but that's a whole other deal.
Right.
It wasn't really the biggest deal, but that's fine. You know what I mean? It was a friend's anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the hell with them, right?
Yeah. He said he's gonna have a party in the backyard. It's your friend.
Yeah.
Eugene.
Philbin?
No, he's already married. What the heck? No.
You said a party, so I thought maybe you're having a party in the backyard. Oh, that one. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while. How's he doing?
Yeah, I know. He's great. He moved away down to Philly.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But yeah, the business is it's not good. Not good for a whole lot of people.
No. And what are you hearing from the bar scene out there? I know you're in with a couple of those businesses. How are they doing?
They're all shut down aside from doing takeout food if they do that, you know what I mean? And that's hardly enough to keep a place
profitable.
Making profits. Yeah. So it's just rough on every end.
Yeah, people forget that they don't make their money on food. They make their money on the booze.
Right. Food is kind of a bonus or a draw to get you to come and drink booze.
Yeah, slinging those drinks.
Yeah.
Speaking of downtown Wilkes-Barre, I saw the S&W closed.
Yeah.
I feel like that was one of your spots.
No, very rarely have I think I've eaten there like 3 times, and I went to King's, so No,
All right.
I never really hung out there. No.
Wow. That's a shame, though.
Yeah, it was all right there.
You're just around for a long time, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure. As long as I can remember.
But so tell us a little bit about BeatTeks. How long you've been doing that for, why you started the business, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Well, um, let's see. It's been an official business, I believe, since 2011. And basically, that's when I began to do more of the weddings and the corporate gigs and stuff, where you have to have a legitimate. Well, you don't need to, but it's preferred and it looks better on a business card. You have official business and you have advertising and all that kind of stuff that goes with it. So it was pretty much to accommodate the bigger and more lucrative gigs.
Cool. And do you have like a team involved still?
Yeah, I have guys that I can sub out to when I'm not available. A couple friends of mine, DJ King B being one of them, who's been a good friend of mine for 15-ish, 20, almost 20 years, I want to say. 15, I think. He's really old, but he's excellent.
Shots fired.
You had to know that was going to happen.
Yeah, you're no spring chicken yourself, though, bro.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm dealing with it.
I was hoping you were to come to this with no hat on, because I feel like you're a every 2 week kind of guy, maybe even less. So you probably got like a little mini fro under there.
You know what it is? I keep telling people that I'm going full Boris Johnson, because my hair is ridiculous when it's not cut. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. Because I had the hat on all day.
Yeah, it's kind of flat. My wife today, she's I have it's longer and it's kind of like pushed to the side a little bit, and she's like, I feel like you're really completing the whole dad thing here. I got the dad bod and like the dad hair's coming in now. I'm like, oh man.
Speaking of shots fired.
Yeah.
Yo.
She didn't say dad bod. I knew she was thinking it though. I said it for her.
That's great.
But,
yeah.
So you start this business, and
yes.
I feel like DJ Hersh and the BeatTeks have been a household name, so to speak, when it comes to the entertainment industry here in NEPA.
Jeez, I hope so. I feel like you're pretty accurate with that. I think, I mean, it's hard for me to sit here and I honestly, I don't think I've ever thought about it like that, but I mean, it's probably true, I guess.
Well, I knew DJ Hersh before DJ Hersh knew me. I heard the name.
That's usually the case with me.
It was back in 2004. I mean, DJ Hersh has been around for a long time.
Jesus,
I think it was 04.
It's probably, I was in college.
There's some circle I was running with, and your name got brought up.
Oh, wait, I think I know what that circle was.
We won't go there.
This is print or something, print media. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Oh man, those were good days.
They were. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
A lot of good parties back then.
There were a lot of good parties back then. Are there any parties like that now? Well, obviously not right now because we're, locked up. But I mean, even when shit was good, I mean, I don't think anything, recently can compare to what we were doing 10, 15 years ago.
No, nothing. People just don't go out like that anymore. It's hard to make an event that people are excited for, which is, that's what I live for. You want to look forward to something, It's hard to do that anymore. It just it's not the same.
No. Well, you started these style Saturdays at Sununa's for kind of like the college kids. How's that going? Or how was that going, I should say?
It was going excellent.
Yeah.
We were coming off probably the best 5 months ever. This past fall semester and into the early spring, January, February, was right up until right around St. Patrick's Day. It was some of the best business they've ever done. Not just Saturdays, but Thursday through Saturday.
Do those kids party there?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just Kings, it's Wilkes. We got Misericordia kids coming down pretty much all 3 days.
So the party's not completely dead, just not like what it was.
No. I mean, that's a it's not a huge spot either.
Right.
So, there's 200-ish probably capacity in there. So you get 200 people in a tight spot, it's going to be good, So, yeah, it's a good time, and there's not a whole lot of those type of places around still.
No, especially not in Wilkes-Barre. I don't think.
No, there's a couple, a couple places.
Yeah, maybe 3 total.
Yeah, about that sounds right. Yeah, they're all right around each other.
Yeah, they are. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, back when I was in Kings, and you can attest to this too. Like Snooze was there and Beer Boys was there, but it was not encouraged to go walking around downtown Wilkes-Barre back in like 04, 05.
No, not really. Not really. It didn't even look anything like it does now.
No, it doesn't. That's how it works, though. Every time I leave somewhere, like when I finished high school, they like redid the whole building, new gym, new everything. I left Kings. They tore down that corner on North Main Street and I guess it's Street there.
Yeah,
there's a whole like a rundown building. They tore down. They built that nice. What's that building called now? I forget. But there's a daycare center in there, and on the corner.
Oh yeah, it's a Kings building. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Huge.
But yeah. So I left, and they built that. So
both schools kind of exploded over the past 15 years.
Yeah, and you know what? I wonder how this whole COVID-19 thing is going to have an effect on their businesses and the downtown, because I've been reading some stuff about how college towns might suffer post COVID-19.
Oh, absolutely, they will. I mean,
if they aren't coming back to school, or if they're if people are afraid to go into a brick and mortar like institution, I mean, that's gonna have a big impact.
It's going to be horrendous is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I just, you got to hope for the best that we get something, some kind of hope out of it, because it looks pretty grim right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, as much as I hate the fact that these colleges are buying up these properties and taking away taxable properties, I mean, it's better looking at those buildings than it is looking at the ones that existed prior to that. So,
sure. And the more kids you have enrolled, the more opportunity they have to spend their money at other places around there.
Right. Exactly. It definitely feeds the economy. That's for sure.
Oh, it's enormous. So,
yeah, I mean, I can't help to think about the movie theater downtown Wilkes-Barre and how that's going to work out. The restaurants in downtown Wilkes. I mean, it took so long for the downtown to kind of get to where it is to this day, and it would be a shame for something that you can't even see to wipe it all away.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a rough few months here with all the uncertainty. That's really what it is uncertainty that's bugging everybody. It's hard to tell what's going to come, when things are going to happen, if they're going to happen. It's uncertainty and anxiety.
Yeah, that's fair to say. I work in advertising myself, so it's like people just don't know what's going on. They don't know when they can open. They don't know when they do open, what can they do and what can they not do. It's going to be a major adjustment, and it's kind of scary. especially being a parent too. And you yourself as a parent, I don't know how, you navigate that situation and your thought process, but I'm sure it's similar to mine. It's kind of scary, raising a kid in this environment.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's a lot of anxiety. What happens, especially with school and what's going to happen with that when it's time to send everybody back to school, and what kind of measures the schools are going to take, and if everything's going to be done right, if they're going to, be mindful and watch what's going on with, I don't know how many kids at any given time. It kind of hurts to think about.
Yeah. And they're still in the process of building that brand new high school in Wilkes-Barre, right?
Yeah.
Was that paused?
I think it was for a little while.
Yeah.
I think they've been back working on it though for a few weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty wild too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows what happens with that too? I mean, I guess that continues, right?
It's been paid for. Taxpayers paid for it, so
yeah.
They're going to build it.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop.
Yeah. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I assume you've been watching The Last Dance.
What? Oh, yes.
What?
I don't know. Yes, absolutely. Although I haven't seen the last two yet.
I haven't seen the last one. I watched 9 last night, and I wanted to talk to you about that.
Shoot, go for it.
I wish you were a LeBron guy so that we could debate this, but I know you're Team Jordan.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, I texted my buddies last night, and I was like, the NBA today is full of a bunch of, and I can't say it.
Sissies.
We use sissies. That's a good word too. But seriously though, I mean, you look back on Michael Jordan and even that era of basketball, and I'm not pro Jordan because I grew up with, Jordan. Keep in mind, I was 16 when he retired the second time. So like more than half my life, I've been, in the world watching the NBA still and seeing what goes on. And I mean, Jordan was a psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's so awesome. It's you talk about players today and, they're sitting out games for load management purposes. This guy is playing in the finals, ill.
With like 103 temperature. Yeah, I don't want to hear it from these guys. Oh, I'm tired. What else do you do, man? You don't even run down the court.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the scores in today's game is like every game's an all-star game. 130 to 120. Back then, you didn't see that. You were lucky to see them scoring in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of games, I'd say the average scores were 20 points less in the 90s.
Yeah.
At least. A high-scoring game, you would still be in the high teens or low 120s. But it would be like 120 to 105. You know what I mean? It was like, you're not seeing these 120s, the 125s, and it's crazy. It's like there's no defense. It's just who scores last.
It's hard to compare the two, Jordan and LeBron. I mean, LeBron is a monster. He is massive. But I don't see the desire from LeBron that Jordan had.
No, there's definitely a lot of I get the whatever vibe from him a lot. Like, it's whatever. Yeah. If I'll get my 40 points or 35 points tonight and I'll be good and blah, blah, blah. He's really passive.
Yeah.
As opposed to active. But that's how the league is. The league is super passive. I wish they, we could see, more zone defense. They allow zone now or no?
I have no idea what they do now. I mean, from what I can see, it's guys running down the court, throwing up threes, running back, throwing up threes. That's what the game is now,
It's 100%. I like to call it the and one effect. You know, those and one mixtapes that we had back in the day that everybody thought were so awesome
Yeah.
that I hated because nobody ever played defense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole bunch of guys showboating, you know, for
Yeah.
what? Not one of those guys did anything, concrete in the league. Maybe one of them played in like 20 games. That's it.
Yeah.
But
That's what
it's
Jordan
all
too. Like,
bullshit.
he would play every single game, and he even said like, "I owe it to the fans to play every game." Like I genuinely feel like Jordan, you know, outside the fact that he punched Steve Kerr in practice, and whatever he did on the court, like I think he was a genuinely nice dude.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I think so. I mean,
He might have been.
His parents seemed like good people. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It seems like he was.
Sure. You could probably go that route. I mean, I don't know. It's
Disagree with me
it's
if you
hard to
want.
tell. It's hard to tell. You know what I mean? Like, I never met the guy. You
Well,
just know what the media tells you.
It seems like that.
It seems like that, you know. LeBron seems like he could be the greatest player ever, but that's not necessarily the truth.
I guess you're right.
It's just more of this old stuff, you know what I mean? Like, people don't like to see the other point of view. They just write it off immediately. It's got a lot to do with entitlement and what they have readily available. People don't do research. They don't look at things in the past. They don't care. They just don't care. You know? It's like, well, what do you mean he's the best? Oh, the numbers say this. Okay. Yeah, no shit. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. Yeah, he was 5 feet taller than everybody at the time.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna say? You gotta look at everything. You can't just say he's the best because he scored 100 points. Get out of here. I'll tell everybody that it's two different games.
It is too. Like I wish we could. We'll never know. I mean, we'll never know if they could.
Right.
Who would win in a one-on-one matchup? But I mean, it's just amazing how Jordan would just take everything so personal.
He wanted to win.
Yeah, it was amazing though. It was absolutely amazing. And
and I think this whole I think a little bit of this whole series thing is him taking it personal. I think it's him, putting his story out to those who may not necessarily be familiar with it and say, like, look it.
Sure.
LeBron, I made LeBron.
Yeah.
There would be no LeBron. There would be no Kobe Bryant. It would be all these guys came after me.
Yeah.
And if you ask LeBron, he'd probably tell you the same thing.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
I could definitely see some comparisons in Kobe Bryant, rest in peace.
He was a copy.
Yeah, but even like his moves, but like he had that like mentality too. Like he wanted to win, and he would like bury you if he could. Like it was like he went after guys too. And I think LeBron, I guess, is the same. I guess, but I just think he just does it differently. And if it happens, it happens, like you said, and then whatever happens.
Yeah, not a whole lot going into it. I'm telling you that. Because it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. There you go.
That's that.
That's that. I thought you'd have more of a passionate discussion on that, but
I mean, I'm remembering a lot more, being that I'm watching it. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
it's been a long time, and I mean. It's just passionate. It's just I hate the NBA now. It's the worst basketball you can watch.
I know you do.
The NBA is like awful. It's just because I played ball my life. I don't want to see that. I don't. I watch college all day. Any game, almost any level. It doesn't matter. It's better. It's just better. Fundamentally better.
Sorry if I, touched a nerve there.
That's it. That's my story. The
I
NBA
agree
is
with you.
terrible.
I agree. I still watch it. Well, I used to.
Much like it's just like every other professional sport now. It's just so it's watered down. It's a shell of what it used to be, and it's just everybody's like, oh, we got to make this exciting. It's got to be go 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 go. That's not how it is.
You know what you
You
do?
can see some of the best games that end up with low scores.
Yeah. Well, I think he adds steroids back to baseball to make that cool again. I mean, who doesn't want to see a home run? Put steroids back in baseball.
I don't care.
And as far as the NBA is concerned, let these guys fight it out, because watching the Bulls and Pistons play, that was aggressive. That would never happen today, ever.
Watching the Pistons play anybody.
Yeah, those guys were tough. Yeah.
Yeah. And even even the Knicks, they had battles with the Knicks. Charles Oakley,
Yeah.
Anthony Mason back in the day. You don't want to mess with those guys. They would hurt you.
Yeah, and Jordan's like, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to work my ass off and lift a ton of weights and just put on 15 pounds of muscle.
There you go.
It's not like, crying fouls. It's like, okay, this is how it's going to be. Like, you're not going to beat me like that. So.
No.
Well, we'll talk after you finish watching it, because I still have one left as well. I don't know if we're in for any surprises or not, but it's interesting. It's interesting for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we're obviously in these crazy times. I also see you working with Nick Shimento at 570 events, doing these live streams a lot. What's that all about?
Yeah, it's something to do to keep your name.
Is that the purpose?
Well, I have nothing else to do after the 9 to 5, so and it keeps your name fresh in people's minds, and it's good promotion. It's free promotion, doesn't cost you anything. I mean, you're not getting paid to do it, but at least it's promotion.
Right.
Getting the name, keeping the name out there. It's something for people to engage with. And, Nick has a good space to do it, and all the equipment. So, we go up there on Monday nights and we just do whatever, and we hope that it looks and sounds good. And when we're done, we BS a little bit, and then we go home and think about next week.
It does look cool. Those videos look neat.
Yeah, and we're progressing. We went from a huge production that we were doing in a different space, and we had to break everything down, and we kind of morphed it over the course of a month and a half to what we're looking at right now, which is green screens and a couple camera angles and things like that, and we're learning more about it every time we do it, which is cool.
Do you think this is something you'll keep doing once this is all over and things get back to somewhat normal?
No. I hate it.
Don't say that.
I don't hate it. It's just
there's gonna be a million people watching this video.
Nah, yeah, they will, and they're gonna be like, "You're great."
This guy's an asshole.
No, I don't hate doing it. It's just it's hard. It's a hard thing to do without a live crowd and energy.
There's no energy. Yeah, I could see that.
It's like, who do you play for? Like, you'll have some people make requests, but it's not like you can tell if somebody's like going crazy and they're having a great time.
You can't read the room and see what level you should go to next.
Right. It's playing. It's not just playing music. There's a little bit of psychology involved with it too. You gotta
speak to that, because I think people think, and I joke around a lot with you, and you're just not just walking in and pushing a play button. And I think people who don't understand it, they think that that's what happens. You're just hitting the play button and you're playing. You're a glorified jukebox. But explain a little bit about the whole process, because there's a lot more that goes into that, and I don't think people get that.
Yeah.
Like what we just said, reading the room and the psychology behind it.
you have to understand about, different times in the night. You have to understand what kind of room you're in, what kind of people are there. If you want it to be great, you can have acid like anything else, but it's not going to be something that people are going to remember or want to necessarily do again or week after week. You have to, learn from what you're doing. You have to recognize what's in front of you and what's working, what doesn't work. You have to, take mental notes on all that stuff. Try not to make the same mistakes that you did last week, if you did any. And it's not as simple as just going in and playing, the 20 best songs on the radio or whatever. It's not like that. You can do that, but more often than not, it's not going to be memorable. So I mean, it's always changing. Also, I don't play the same way I played 5 or 2 years ago. I've learned a lot about the different vibe that these kids, especially want at the college things. That you may not have to be 100% clean with everything you do, as long as you keep the vibe rolling in a certain direction. It's more about a feeling than anything else. You want to keep that feeling going.
And how do you keep up to date with all the new songs that these kids get into? Because I don't know about you, but I try to stay in the know, but it's not my cup of tea anymore. I'm old now, and it's just not. How do you stay informed?
You're never gonna keep up on everything.
No.
There's just too much. There's too much. There's a couple rules that I like to abide by. Like first you gotta there's certain resources at your disposal if you're into this for real, and there's things that come out every week, and there's certain artists and stuff that the kids are into, and a certain kind of style that they're into. It's more of a style. I don't necessarily think any artist matters anymore, especially in the hip hop or rap category. Any artist can make a song that the kids are going to want to hear, and they don't care, if that guy isn't making a record anymore. Like, oh, what happened to him? He used to be great. That don't happen. It's whatever guy is making the song that fits the vibe that they're into. And another rule is, I feel like I'll listen to 20 songs and they all kind of sound alike and they're all equally terrible, then they're probably going to like it.
This song sucks. Play it.
Absolutely. Come on. You can tell me that Sheck West was a good song? Come on. That is. No. Yeah, just because you're old. Anyway.
Yeah. I feel like in today's world, Lizzo, Ariana Grande, there's that girl who kind of chirps like a bird. The hell's her name?
Chirps like a bird?
Yeah, she's in those Pepsi commercials. Cardi B.
Bodak Yellow, Cardi B, yeah.
Cardi B, yeah. Yeah,
she's done.
Is she?
It's over.
Yeah, she makes those weird noises with her mouth. Yeah, I can't even do it. It sounds like a bird.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a bird. Yeah. That's what it is.
She's done for. She'll never make another song. She will, but it'll never be. She'll never have another top 10.
Yeah.
Her run is. That's the other thing with these guys. They just get used. They don't even realize it. They get used for something that they may.
But that's everything now, I think. Even, there will never be another, for our generation, Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, things like that will have that longevity. Like, before them it was the Rolling Stones and things like that. Like, those don't exist anymore, and they never will.
You kidding me? You tell me Maroon 5 still isn't making hits?
Adam Levine's not doing bad for himself.
It's not Maroon 5 anymore. It is Adam Levine. There's no band.
He's doing okay. Even if he is doing the voice, he's doing all right.
You'll have those that stay around. Like to me, Drake is a total anomaly.
Yeah.
Drake's been around for a long time and he's still making hits, and I guess he just found the formula. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he looks young.
Yeah, he's not
Drake's
young.
he's got to be almost 40.
I just saw he just posted a picture. He had a kid recently, I think, or maybe it was just a picture of his kid. You know,
That's
that
a
wasn't.
total anomaly.
Yeah. What
Crazy.
about DJ Khaled?
He don't even make the music that he does.
Oh. What about shoot? You still got Eminem? He's still doing stuff?
Yeah, he's not making money.
No?
He might be making his money off his core audience that's been with him for the last when did he come out?
Yeah.
Late 2000, early
96, 96, I think it was.
Yeah, he's just making money off his fan base that stays loyal because they understand that he's probably the best rapper ever.
Right. So you'll give him that, though.
He's up there.
All right. So we're talking rappers. Biggie or Tupac?
Big.
All right. I wish we could find out what they would.
Tupac fans are just weird, generally. You tell me one Tupac fan you thought wasn't a little bit weird.
You know, I didn't even get into their music until after they were dead. Like a year after they died, I was like, "Oh, this is great stuff. Where can I find more?" Like, "Oh, you can't. They're dead."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, okay." So I don't know. I knew one Tupac fan. He wasn't. He's maybe.
You think
Yeah,
about
maybe.
it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there's a thing there.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right.
I mean, the real fanatical ones. You know what I mean? If they're the one that says Tupac over Big, there's something a little off about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird to think about. Yeah, you're right. It's just like these guys just put out like one hits and they're done.
Finished.
It's gotta be
crazy.
more though.
And it's wild that nobody even thinks about that.
What about I guess Jay-Z's not really doing anything.
Although the last record he put out was only a few years ago and it was great, but he didn't sell any.
Yeah.
Although he did that stupid title thing, but that's a whole other story.
Was that him? Or was that Dre?
What title?
Yeah.
That's Dre. No, that's Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm not in that scene, man. But
I don't know.
So what else is going on? What's what's a daily pre-show for DJ Hersh like? You know, do you
Eat dinner?
Eat dinner?
Yeah. Eat dinner. Yeah, it's just about it's down pat now.
Make sure your records are in your
been
bag.
doing it long enough to know how it goes.
Yeah. So no
Always
secrets?
be prepared.
No secrets? Nothing?
Secret. Why would I tell you my secrets?
No. Well, yeah, you're right. I'm going to have like a million watches on this. So, yeah, you don't want to, or views rather. I shouldn't say watches. But it's not like a stupid. Million views on this.
Maybe half a million.
You don't want to, yeah, you don't want to tell everybody your secrets. But
no, I do tell a few to those that seem interested and show a good interest in what this whole thing's all about. You know what I mean?
Have you had that? Like, have you had like kids, you know, younger than you, like seeing you do your thing and kind of come up to you and say, "Hey, like, I kind of want to like try this out. Can you like point me in the right direction or show me how to do this?"
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People want to be like DJ Hersh. Is that what you're telling me?
Who doesn't? No, yeah, you have a lot of people ask, and not a whole lot of people that follow through.
Yeah,
that's the hard part.
Actually, work, and they don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's just like anything. If you want to be good at it, you got to put in the time and the energy.
So it's not just push and play.
No, and if that's the kind of thing that they're into, I will recognize that, and I will say, "Have a nice day."
I used to do that. I used to at Liam's. This is back in 2010. Maybe 09. It was never like taken seriously. It was just I would seriously create a playlist and I would hit play. And I was jokingly, I said, DJ press play. That was my name.
Well, hey, if you know, it's one thing if you know it's going to be not a serious thing, and that's fine too, you know.
DJ press play. I don't even know how it happened. I think I did one thing at bar down in Plains. Our
Probably.
buddy Al was doing something there, and
Whew.
it was one of those things too. Like it was a glorified jukebox because like what I did is I loaded up some money on iTunes, and if I didn't have the song and people wanted to hear it, I play it. But I kind of built a set list for the night that consisted of music that I think it wasn't like, you know, the top hits. It was like stuff that was kind of obscure, and I thought maybe people would be, you know, interested in maybe, you know, hearing something new. So I mean, that's kind of the scene that was there too. Like it wasn't a club scene. You know what that's like. You know what Liam's was.
Yeah, I know all about Liam's. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was what it was. But yeah, there was no hiding it. I was DJ press play for I don't know 6 months.
I don't know if I saw that or not. I don't remember.
Oh, it wasn't advertised, dude. Actually, you know what? It may have been advertised in their ad in the paper we won't discuss.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I might have a copy of that actually.
Yeah. DJ press play. I wasn't hiding anything. I wasn't trying to be anything I wasn't. You know.
That's fine as long as you recognize what it is. You know.
You know, people came down. We had dollar draft beers. Whatever you wanted to listen to, you could listen to it. I'd pay for it.
Yeah, there you go. How do you beat that?
I didn't even get paid. I think I got paid in beer, which was at that time in my life.
At the time, it was probably amazing.
I'm here getting hammered with my friends, playing songs that I like.
Absolutely.
So,
excellent.
Well, I won't keep it too much longer. Do you have any plans, you know, for yourself and your business for coming out of this? Or are you just kind of waiting to see, like everybody else, like what happens when this is over, and kind of how you can kind of get back to normal and kind of, you know, entertain the gigs that you currently have?
Well, you know, like we said, a whole lot of things were canceled. So I'd like to get out there as soon as possible. I mean, but I won't do it a minute before I feel comfortable. No matter what anybody else feels about it, I won't do it until I'm personally comfortable with doing it, and I think it's appropriate. No matter, you know, the bar's open, the government says it's okay. If I don't feel like it's not the right time, I'm not going to do it.
And what if that was tomorrow? I mean, how would you feel? Just say tomorrow they say doors open, just go back to your lives. How do you think you would go about that? Would you feel comfortable?
No. I mean, I try not to watch the news a whole lot. I try to take a look at the numbers and the trends, and I keep an eye on that kind of thing and see what's going on where. And, you know, even though, you know, that overall, like in the area, the numbers are pretty low, all it takes is one, you know, one person comes around 50 other ones and it snowballs.
Right.
That's what I'm afraid of. And I don't want to be the one that contributes to that. So I think tomorrow would be an extraordinarily bad idea.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but
no. Right.
It's just crazy how, like, you know, certain people, like, they get the sniffles, and certain people, it just wreaks havoc on their bodies, and healthy people too. I think it's more of a, you know, more worrisome for the older people, but I mean, it's still scary when it's attacking people that are, you know, late 30s, early to mid 40s and things like that, because I mean, that's not supposed to happen, but here we are.
Yeah. And I honestly, you know, it's hard to believe a whole lot of anything from anyone.
Right.
Just the way the information goes, either way, it's hard to say, like, this isn't real, or this is the scariest thing that ever happened to it. It's hard to say either way. Like, you can't. I'm a big believer in making your own conclusions and not necessarily listening to what everybody else has to say. And you know, I might be perfectly healthy. It may not do anything to me, but you know, I'd like to see my dad every other day or so, and not have to worry about giving it to him who's got, blood pressure issues and things like that. So if that was me and that happened, that'd be over for me. I don't know how I'd get over that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, we haven't seen like my mom and my wife's parents. We haven't seen them in it's over 2 months now.
Right.
So we're just trying to do the right thing and could keep our family unit as inside as possible. My wife still goes to work every other day and works from home the other days. So she's not direct patient to patient, or she's not seeing patients. So so that's good. But she's still out there, and
What about you? What are you doing?
I've been working from home this was week 9, I believe. I went back into the office last Thursday. The week before that, I was in the office on Wednesday. They just kind of wanted to try to bring us back like staggered and kind of get your the office situated and kind of get back to a feeling of some kind of normalcy and just kind of for me it was good because I have my son home all day. So when my wife's not here, it's very hard to get actual work done working from home. So being in the office was okay, but masked up and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, it was me and my GM and on the floor of the building. So we're not close together or anything like that. So.
And I can't imagine it's any easier to sell a spot when nobody's making money.
Dude, it is not ideal. It's been a real challenge. I've just been doing my best to stay in touch with the clients that I've built relationships with over the past 15 years. Just make sure they're okay. Let them know that if that I'm here to help, I'm not here to hurt them. If I can help, I will. But yeah, as far as selling new business and things like that, it's a struggle. Things are starting to open back up in certain counties. So, working in radio, it's not just a Lackawanna County based radio station. It's not just Luzerne County. It's the surrounding areas. So, now that they can get back to business, we can start talking about doing business. But the past 8 weeks have been definitely a struggle, to say the least.
Yeah.
Trying to sell ice to an Eskimo, Dude, if you want to do some ads, you want to promote your, BeatTeks.com. Let's do it.
There it is.
We'll drive so much traffic to that website, it'll crash.
So much. I wish it would crash.
Are you still getting inquiries though? I mean, obviously people are still going to get married. I mean, are you still booking out for, 2021?
Next year? Good. Yes. I got probably since this started three inquiries, 2 that I think I finalized and the other I'm waiting on. So yeah, it's still coming for next year. And then,
Cool. Well, why don't you tell people where they can find you and where they can learn more about you and, get hooked up with you about those weddings and events.
You can find me on the interwebs at BeatTeks, BeatTeks.com. We have a full website, has all the information you need, contact info if you need to send an email, have any questions, phone number, it's all there.
Cool. And I appreciate the fact that your website is powered by good vibes.
It's just how it came. I don't even know how it got on there. That's just kind of the kind of thing. Oh no, it was definitely me. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to take the Squarespace thing off. Come on, messing with that.
The Squarespace site, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Man. I'm down with it. I could build a Squarespace site for you in 20 minutes.
Well, maybe Squarespace could be a sponsor of my podcast. So anyone from Squarespace, DJ Hersh is a user of your product. I'll promote it.
I love it.
My million viewers of this podcast. So
at least. That was only last week's number.
I know. I mean, it's just growing every day. So, who knows what's going to happen. I got DJ Hersh on. I got DJ Hersh here today. So we might go past that million mark. I don't know.
If you're you want to be extremely conservative. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should get a Squarespace site so it doesn't crash when this podcast goes viral.
Alt Natives powered by Squarespace.
Powered by bad vibes.
Powered by weird vibes.
Weird. I like it. All right.
That's what I'm here for.
All right. We're doing it. Okay. Well, I'm glad we have this talk. Now I can go to bed tonight and, yeah.
Feel weird.
Feel weird. But no, seriously, dude, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you and the family are doing well. I hope to see you soon, man. I miss going to lunch occasionally.
Yeah. Hey, they're still open for takeout if you want to get some.
Maybe we can take it to the park. We can social distance at the park.
We can put down a plaid blanket and have a picnic basket.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's do it.
Ooh, now you're talking.
All right.
Now you're talking to me, man.
We'll set it up. Have your people call my people.
We'll do. I'll call you. Yeah.
All right, or just call me. Man, it's
yeah,
been
thanks, man, for having me.
All right, man. Thanks.
Absolutely.
See ya.